Hello everybody, welcome to another time where I waste a little bit of my life. Every day it goes a little bit faster and still I decide to do videos like these where I look at things that make me just want to stop doing the living. The thing that you want to stop, yeah, that's what I want to do, the living. I don't like that anymore because today I'm talking about some of the worst garbage in the internet, according to me, because I am a professional and an expert like you know. And that is movie news articles and just movie news websites in general. Today I selected 4 of them because, well, they are all very similar in their own way, but they're all uniquely different, often in terrible ways. Now we'll just start right out of the gate so you don't have to wait through a long introduction that you don't want to sit through, and let's talk about Screen Rant, because this one is possibly what I would call the most normie of the terrible websites that I looked at, but also one of the freshiest one because it's just news and information that nobody cares about. Especially right now during a pandemic where there's no movie news to talk of that don't just say this movie is delayed indefinitely, and then we just have to look at them grasp at any straws that they can find to desperately try to post 20, 10, 15, however many articles they post a day. I don't even know anymore. These things just keep coming and they never stop coming and you can't stop coming. One of the first things you might notice when you go into Screen Rant is for a professional website, that pays their workers, their thumbnails are some of the worst things you will ever find in the internet. It looks like they were randomly generated by, I don't know, a 4-year-old. They just threw things together and they didn't even see what stuck. They went with the things that fell on the ground and that's like, yeah, that's good, that's fine. Here's my first favorite image. You can see the nice composition of this image. This is an art channel now, where you see a very bad PNG image of Zack Snyder in black and white. But then in the background you see that the Justice League is in color. And you want to know why the justification, the reasoning behind the artist that made this picture. You want to know why they did this? Probably because the PNG they found of Zack Snyder was in black and white and they were too lazy to change the background image into black and white as well. So they just slapped it in there. Here's my tutorial of how to do that. You grab a PNG image, you put it on top of a random image, it doesn't matter which one. You did a good job, you work for Screen Rant now, you do not get paid and you will hate your life. You're welcome, you're very welcome. I hate mine, so you have to hate yours too. It's the deal, it's just how it is. And then, when they try to put more than 2 PNG images in their photos, that's when they get real crazy. That's when they get really creative with this. This is the Shining one. Not good. Where they found like the worst rendered versions of those images possible and still put it on their thumbnail. If you even zoom like 10% into the image, all the pixels will start attacking your eyes. And lack of care really translate to everything that they do. Not just their thumbnails, but also all of their articles, because all of them, like I said, are vapid nonsense that doesn't matter. You will scroll and scroll and scroll through the page and your eyes will just glaze over because they won't care. Nothing in your right mind will try to gravitate towards anything. Brie Larson confirms she also auditioned for Rogue One. This is a news website about something that didn't happen over 4 years ago in 2020. Why are you posting this? Who cares? Did Brie Larson tell you to do this? Why are you saying this? Why? How New Mutants became one of 2020's most important movies. Now, I thought this one was interesting. I thought this one was a big claim to make because that's quite weird. Why would you say that this movie that wasn't gonna make a lot of money in the first place before the pandemic is apparently the most important movie ever made? And I truly cannot tell you why they think that's the case. I read the article to the best of my ability because my eyes would just stop paying attention. I would go slightly blind the more I looked at the screen. It all became a blur and nothing meant anything anymore. Especially my life. Oh, how good those times were when I had meaning. I miss those days. The thing that I found that they were trying to say is just that this is supposed to be coming to theaters and that's why it's important. And apparently it's something that the entire film industry should keep an eye on, because it's just telling them how movies are gonna be released in the pandemic. Artemis Fowl did it. Why is Artemis Fowl not the most important movie ever made? What happened to that? The next website? The next thing? I really don't know what to call these. I don't want to call them news sources, because that would be a really big insult to actual journalists. That would just not be nice. We have Cinema Blend. Cinema Blend, I think, possibly is the worst one out of the three that I'm gonna be complaining about, because their name is quite appropriate. It truly feels, it truly just looks like somebody threw words at a blender and all of their articles come out of the juices that ooze out. Not the juices that come out from the actual blender, but like the actual battery juices, you know the one. You taste it and you die. Yeah, that's the type of articles, and that's how they're written. They are trying to be like a hip kid, but apparently everybody that works in this goddamn thing is a robot. I don't believe that any of them are human. If you see them in the street, they're lying and they're possibly robots. Don't hit them, that would be inciting violence and I don't want to be arrested. This is just jokes, don't be mad, don't sue me, cool, great. Now, one of the possible reasons why everything on this website is absolute trash is because they're posted with such a velocity that it's actually breaking the light speed. It's, wow, it's just, they never stop. 1 minute, 34 minutes, 1 hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. And most of those are also repeated writers. So some of those writers, between 1 hour of each article that they wrote, they post another one. Now you can say, maybe they scheduled these, maybe they planned these out. They don't plan these out, that's a lie. Nobody would plan out an article that says Kevin Hart can't stop, won't stop making fun of Dwayne Johnson's action movies. We are human, we swear, we're cool like you, child. Please be cool with us. We're nice. Human emotions are good and we like them, and we are not robots. Please click our articles. We need the click rate. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter are the perfect actors to play Bill and Ted. You know, the actors that have played Bill and Ted. Did they expect them to hire new people? What is that? What does that mean? Of course, yes. To borrow Keanu's catchphrase. Whoa, you wrote that down in your little keyboard. You posted that online, and then you didn't have the decency to delete it. And then your boss didn't have the decency to come to your table and hit you over the head with a keyboard. Who is this for? Elon Musk challenges Johnny Depp to a cage fight amid Amber Heard rumors. Let's get ready to rumble? Aren't we fun, guys? We know what's going on right now in the world. We know that Johnny Depp was pretty much beaten up by his significant other. But we're gonna call them rumors, even though they're pretty much proven at this point. And pretty much he was just slandered by the woman. But you thought it was cool to be like, yeah, man, you know how Elon Musk was an asshole to Johnny Depp? Let's just add to that pile and also be an asshole to him. Not giving a single rat's ass what the actual context of anything is. You know, he was just out of a toxic relationship where he got physically abused. But those are just rumors. That was posted like yesterday. Maybe they posted a new thing. Maybe they changed their mind. They realized we're making fun of somebody that was in a toxic relationship and physically abused. After Elon Musk challenged Johnny Depp to a cage match, people are already betting on their odds. Alexa, play Fight Night by Migos. What is actually wrong with your brain? This is not appropriate. This is not good. These are not even news. He literally, and I mean this literally, he is a victim of abuse. Yeah, good. Let's move on. Collider. Yeah, the infamous overall shills. It doesn't even matter for which brand.
We're debuting some of the new menu items they have at Denny's, you guys can check out. But that's just the start of the Star Wars experience here at Denny's, because we also have these collector cups.
They will shell out for anybody. It's not like there's several videos of just them embarrassing themselves of how much of a shill they are.
There's so much great food.
It's not like everybody knows that that's the case. It's not like everybody doesn't take anything that they say about anything seriously, but it's okay. Because you only have to scroll a little bit to notice that there are a little bit of mistakes, a little bit of problematic sentencing, problematic phrasing. I'm not a grammar Nazi, I'm not anything like that, but when you write your sentences in a way that makes your brain have to try very hard to translate English into English, you did something wrong. Tatiana Mensley on Perry Minson and the rock star inspiration behind her performance. Did you understand what that meant? There's no pauses, so everything you read from them sounds like absolute nonsense.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
It's not just that they write these headlines in very strangely structured sentences, it's also that you can tell a lot of the time that the people that are writing these articles have no freaking clue about what the content that they're talking about is. Star Trek Discovery beams up a season 3 release date. Beams up! Exclamation mark, right? Question mark, exclamation mark. And then not only making the same joke twice in a headline, they fought to do it again in the tagline underneath it. The latest Star Trek world is beaming. Sorry, streaming. These are two sentences. Two single sentences. They're able to sound repetitive and repeat the same joke 3 times. That has to be a record. This is such an obvious glare of this person knows nothing of Star Trek. They know zero. The only thing they know is like somebody going in a Halloween party.
Scotty, beam me up.
They heard that once in their fraternity when somebody was dressed like Spock, and that's the only information that has been left over in their brain about this Star Trek thing. You know, the Star Trek fantasy series, right? It's a fantasy series. Yeah, it's fine. It's a fantasy series. The next Sopranos Goodfellas Scribe developing series about Mafia's first family. Why Scribe? This one is so close to being coherent. So close to making logical sense. So close for my brain to not have like small needles put in behind my eyes to understand what you're trying to say. But then, for some unbeknownst reason to me, you use the word scribe. Why? This is not the Bible, dude. This is just a guy writing for a show. Why use the word scribe? Why, God? Why? Why would they do this to me? Just strike me down now. Strike me down, please. Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 trailer makes me fear the Walking Dead. Alright. It's phrased like nonsense. You just used the title twice. You're not smart. It wasn't cheeky and it wasn't funny. And it just makes me ill. I straight up feel sick. I don't feel good. This all sounds like satire. I didn't make any of these up. These are all real. Why aren't any of these real? Especially the one about Johnny Depp. What's wrong with these websites? I have to move on to the next website because this one at least doesn't give me a headache. This one doesn't make me feel ill. It doesn't put little needles behind my eyes. It doesn't make me just want to die. Empire is at the very least, I understand the headlines. I don't have to translate English into better English. I don't have to try and reason my existence as a person in the universe. And I can just read headlines and understand with my head what they're trying to say. And the only thing that I can possibly think of why this website is so much not trash and not cancerous as the other ones is because they possibly have an editor. Because Empire, unlike the 3 that I just talked about, has an actual magazine. And when you have a magazine, you have to print paper, and printing paper costs more than writing an article in an hour. So they have to look at them and tell the people writing them to not just write absolute garbage for a living. And that's why Empire is at least not absolute fucking trash. That's all I'm asking at this point. I want straightforward goddamn headlines that make sense and just don't make me want to throw up. Universal and US cinema chain AMC agree new video on demand deal. Did it sound like English? Good. Do you understand what this article is possibly about? Great. Did it make you want to die? No. That's why Empire is the only goddamn movie news website I can possibly recommend out of the 4. You have no reason, no justification, and no good possible just mindset to go into those other 3 websites to actually try and interpret news from the trash they throw at you. Just go here. It might be dull, it might be boring to you, but at the very least, you will understand what is happening. I don't know how to end this video, so I'm just gonna go back to Screen Rant because I hate my life. Brie Larson volunteers to play Samus Aran in a Metroid movie. I don't care about anything that says in here, or in the headline, or in the article, or in the paragraphs below, because Screen Rant themselves know that they were writing garbage. So that's why they categorized this entire article as too long, didn't read. They know, and so should you, and I think you do know now. Goodbye, this is the end of the video. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.